Ladies, I've started recording our lecture. Good for you, Zahra Hadi. Zahra, thank you, Habibti. I've shared with you this quote about the importance of patience. So I asked you to read it and give me your opinion about the content of the quote and the translation. Did the translator translate it correctly, adequately? Did it convey meaning? Did he or she convey meaning? Russell.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. For me, I see the translation is very good, and it's a beautiful. It's a beautiful quotation because it reminds us to be patient even if we have a bad time.
Good.
Because we believe in God, so everything will be great. Even matter if we have a bad time or we have tough. We believe in God, and because of God, God give us everything good, great. So I think it's a beautiful quotation.
Thank you very much. You mean that God, you will be rewarded by God for being so
Yes,
patient.
yes, doctor, right.
Yes, good. Burak.
Miss, for me, it is well understood text, and the translator conveys the meaning in adequate way, and there is the equivalence meaning and a good knowledge of grammar and vocabulary, and he takes the context norm into consideration, and he went to deliver the message for us that the main focus on this quotation is that after patience there is a beautiful things is await, and there is a clarity and a fluency, accuracy between the source language and the target language.
Yes, very good. Siham.
Yes, doctor. For me, the text is very clear in each side from the translation that convey the meaning of the source language to the target language and to create the same effect. And for me, it means you have to peer everything in your life and believe in the patient. And for example, even you have a bad circumstance, problems, you have to have or believe in the patient as in this text say it means even at the thrones at see the rose, that
Good.
means you have to be patient and believe in the ability of God.
Inshallah. Good for you.
Thank you.
It means that you have to be positive. By the way, good for you, Siham. You've reminded us about the importance of effect in translation. You've said that this
Thank you,
quote,
doctor.
yes, you said that this quote conveys the original in the target text. I mean, there is the effect which is found in the original text. Good. By the way, do you remember which of the scholars have concentrated on the importance of effect in translation when you've read the definitions, the different definitions of translation? One of the scholars has concentrated on producing or reproducing the original effect in the target text. Ibrahim,
Yes, doctor.
you know him?
May I, doctor?
Doctor, may I?
May I, doctor?
Russell or Zainab, sorry. Siham,
Yes,
I know that you know him.
it
Zainab
is
Jaffer.
Naida and Taber who
Yes,
say
good.
that translation consists in reproducing in the receptor language the closest natural equivalent. That means we should translate or give the meaning which will be equivalent to the source language.
Thanks. Yes, good. Good for you, Siham. Thank you very much.
Thank you, doctor. Massively
Habib,
thank you for you.
Habibti. Bilal, what do you say about the translation? What is your
Yes,
opinion?
it's I like that translation. The way that translator was able to convey the meaning in a very good way. I like this quote. It's as if
Quote.
the
Yes,
writer, yes, it's
yes.
as if the translator or the writer who wrote it is trying to telling us that we have to be positive, even the circumstance is telling the opposite thing. And
Good.
the second part of this translation reminds me of a poet who is Ilya Abu Madi. He wrote
Yes.
something about being positive, and he has a line: وترى الشوك في الورد وتعمى إن ترى فوقها الندى إكليلا.
Yes,
As if
very
he,
good.
yes, this one.
I remember this poem. Thank you very much, Dalal.
Welcome,
It's
thank
excellent.
you.
He is telling people who are pessimistic. يتكلم ويا الناس اللي أصلا دائما متشككين متشائمين. The poem starts with أيها الشاكي وما بك داء كيف تغدو إن غدوت عليلا. يقول له أنت قاعد تشكي وما بيك شيء، شو يصير بك إذا صرت مريض؟ أيها الشاكي وما بك داء كيف تغدو إن غدوت عليلا. إن شر الجناة في الأرض نفس تتوخى قبل الرحيل الرحيلة وترى الشوك في الورود وتعمى أن ترى فوقه الندى إكليلة. يعني يقول هو هذا المتشائم يشوف الشوكة بالوردة ما عنده مشكلة، بس كأنما عينه تعمى لما يشوف الندى فوق الوردة. Thank you very much, Dalal, حبيبتي. This is a very good comparison, and you have analyzed the text in a translation. Thank you. I have غفران Ali.
Yes, doctor. Yes, doctor. Good morning.
Good morning, حبيبتي.
Doctor, for your the verse you just read, it's really amazing.
Yes, it is by Ilya Abu Madi, one of the great Arab poets.
Yes, it's really fantastic.
حبيبتي.
Doctor, for
You have to be
yeah,
positive
for
all the
the
time, ladies. It is your
yes,
own responsibility in life because you are
yes, doctor.
women. You are the producer of life. You are the givers of life.
Yes. Doctor, for this translation, for me, it's really fantastic. It's really amazing. It's like it's not even look like translated from another language. It's like it's
Good.
basically from this language. And for the content, it's really inspirational. It's I
It's
feel
very
if
good.
you don't see if you don't see hope or light in the end of the bus, then what is the purpose of living even? You can't live like this. You need to
It's
be
very good.
patient. You need to be hopeful. You need to be positive to live, to enjoy the life.
Very good. Yes, and you have to expect all the good things from the Almighty Allah.
Yes,
Because
yes, of course.
everything comes from Allah is great. By the way, Ghufran, good for you. You've reminded us about the condition of considering a translation a good one or not. She said that a good translation is the one that does not appear as translation. It appears as if it is written in the target text. She means that when she read the target text in Arabic, she thought that it is not a translation. It is written in Arabic. It is originally written in Arabic. Good for you, Ghufran. This is one of the conditions
Thank you,
of
doctor.
how to consider a translation a good or bad one. Haneen,
Thank you, doctor.
Habibti, most welcome.
Yes, doctor. Definitely, it's a beautiful quotation that I love. It's meaningful. As I understand from this quotation, to be confident in God and to have a strong faith in God and trust in our God. That's never any kind or whatever any kind of situation that we have. As much as it's difficult, so there's nothing impossible. Every problem that we have a solution for it. Just to trust Allah.
Yes, very good. Thank you. I have here only Abdul Razak Ibrahim. I can't see your first name.
Dr. Surah.
Surah? Read your full name.
Surah
Surah
Qutayba.
Qutayba. Yes, Surah Qutayba. Good for you, Surah Habibti. I can't see the first name. Yes.
So, doctor, I can speak?
Yes, of course. Go ahead.
Doctor, for me, it is a good text. It is remind us in very important thing that is patient is very important in our life. We need it in everything. For example, if we need big dreams, for example, to be translator, to be teacher, to be any job we want, we must work for it. And if we fail many times, we mustn't stop in that point that we feel in it. We must have this patience to reach what we want. If we failed many
Trust.
years,
Yes.
and if we be patient for many years, we
And
must
if
be
we trust
patient.
Allah, our Allah, Almighty Allah,
Yes,
our
we
Almighty
must
God.
have confidence in our God that He
Yes.
want beautiful thing for us, and patient to reach what we want in this
Yes.
life.
Yes. Good. Ghafran, you want to add something? You are
No,
raising your
doctor,
hand.
sorry. No, doctor.
Okay. I want you to look at the text, at the target text, ladies. See in the original text, in line 2, it means that to be farsighted enough to trust the end result of a process. Look at the translation. The end result, the end results, or the end result of a process. Look how it is translated. There is no literal translation at all. The translator has concentrated on meaning only. You see here, Zahra Najib, you are raising your hand.
Yes, doctor, I have commenting of this quotation.
You are raising your hand, Habibti. Lower it.
Okay.
So, ladies, see, there is no literal translation here. The translator has paid a great attention to how to convey meaning. See, if we translate the end result of a process, النتيجة النهائية للعملية. What عملية؟ وش عملية؟ So, تثق ثمار ما تسعى إليه. The end result is translated as ثمار. Did it change meaning? Did it change meaning, these steps, in your
No.
opinion?
No.
Of
No,
course
doctor.
not. Why? Because meaning is intact. Meaning is found in the target text. Even sometimes we have in the source text more words than we find in the target text. Look, for instance, in almost the last line, the crescent moon. Crescent moon is translated into what?
الهلال.
الهلال, good, ظلال. So 2 words are rendered into one. Meaning here is not affected. There is no change in meaning. And the message is quite clear. What? Conveyed. See, this is how translators work. So we are practicing to be good translators, and I'm sure that most of you will be great translators because you are practicing well and you are getting the ABCs of translation and you are applying them in your work. Okay, ladies?
Okay, Miss.
Okay, doctor.
So in the previous lectures, we have dealt with different definitions of translation. We have taken different examples of translation, and we have concentrated on written text. So in today's lecture, I may start with asking you, do you know how many types of translation do we have? How many modes of translation? Don't be silent. Burak.
Doctor, we have consecutive translation, simultaneous, as I know.
Yes, okay, thank you. What about the rest? What do you think? How many types of translation? What do you think, in your opinion? Can you imagine it if you are asked one day? Or haven't you seen something on the screen in movies, some guys are translating a text, or they are translating at once. Dhilal.
Yes, I'm not sure, but is they are for the literary translation, professional, technical, and
Administrative.
yes, this one.
These among the types. Yes, it's okay, but I'm not asking you about the kinds, the source of, or the kind of source which are translated. I'm asking you about the process of translation. عملية نفسها مع الترجمة. How many types of translation? يا عماد. Thank you. Dhilal.
Doctor, maybe it's could be written or spoken.
Yes, very good. And Burak, she talked about 2 types of oral translation. So, ladies, thank you very much. I'll share with you our PowerPoint to explain the different types of translation. As you have seen in our last lectures, we have been concentrating on which type of translation, which mode. We have been translating on the oral, on the written type of translation, right? Even the quote that I've shared right a few minutes ago. It is about a written text which is translated into what? A written text also. But there are different types of translation. Sometimes we have oral or spoken translation. اللي هي شنو؟ oral or
Yes. oral
شفهي
شفوي.
شفهي دكتورة.
شفهي or شفوي. Good. إذا الترجمة الشفهية أو الشفوية. And we have written translation which is
الترجمة
التحريرية.
Good. We don't say المكتوبة. So in our lectures, we have been concentrating on different examples from a written translation mode. But on the other hand, there are other types of translation. We have the oral translation. When we have oral translation, it is not called a translation. They call it interpretation. Interpretation. When you check a dictionary, you will find the word, the literal meaning of the word interpretation is what? تأويل or تفسير.
تفسير.
Yes, تفسير أو تأويل. Good, Siham. But as far as translation is concerned, it means ترجمة شفهية. So, المترجم الشفهي is not called a translator. He is called an interpreter. Interpreter. So, I'll share with you our PowerPoint to explain these 2 different types of translation, different modes of translation. You see it now?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
Let's go to our... We have covered all these items, right?
Yes, miss.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
And we have taken this guy who's laughing.
Yes, doctor.
For
Yes, miss.
those who didn't differentiate between economic and economical. Now, concerning the types of translation. See? مشكلة لما أكبر هاي بعد ما أقدر أشوفكم. خلي أرجع للكلاسروم. Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
Yes, doctor.
So we have 2 types. It is either oral or written. For instance, oral, when you say hello, it is translated as marhaban. When you are chatting, when you are making a phone call, these are oral types of translation. And we have written. See, these are different books which are translated into a written text also. Concerning oral translation, for instance, fire, it is translated differently. It is pronounced or translated orally by different people, each one according to his or her own language. In the written translation, see, these are different types of text. Recitation of the Noble Quran. This is what is translation of the meaning, with its translation of the meanings in the English language. تلاوة القرآن الكريم مع المعاني. Recitation. If you check this book on the internet, you will find it. It is translated from Arabic into English. This is a written text. It is not found orally. These are different types of written translation. What are they? They are journals, newspapers. They are newspapers. So this type is a journalistic. It is called a journalistic translation. هاي ترجمة شبيها شنو اسمها؟
Journalistic.
Yes, ترجمة صحفية. Since we are in this book, since we are dealing with the noble Quran, with the glorious Quran, by the way, we call it the glorious. We don't say the holy. The holy book, it means the Bible. So we say it in Arabic. It is normally translated as the glorious Quran, Al-Quran al-Majid. إن شاء الله الكل بحفظه يا رب. يحفظكم رب العالمين أنتم وأوائلكم. See, this type of text is called a religious text. هذا نص ديني. Since we are dealing with the glorious Quran. Here we are dealing with the newspapers. So this type of translation is called a journalistic translation. Here, what type of translation do you think? What is the symbol of this balance? In which context it is used?
Law.
Good, law. So what do we call the text which deal with law? What type of translation?
Dr. Oral?
No, Russell, here in this slide, we are dealing with written translation. All these texts are examples of written translation. See the title on the slide?
Yes, Doctor.
So when we've dealt with the glorious Quran, we said that this type of translation is a religious, ترجمة دينية. When we've dealt with the newspapers, the type of translation is what? Is a journalistic translation. عندنا هنا صارت ترجمة صحفية. When we deal with law context.
Doctor, legal translation?
Yes, very good, Shahad. It is called legal translation. Ladies, legal, ترجمة قانونية. Sometimes when you come across translation offices, you see on their signs, it is written ترجمة قانونية. لما تمرون على مكتب ترجمة تشوفونه كاتب بالإعلان مالته باليافطة لدينا ترجمة قانونية. Is it understood now?
Yes,
Yes.
miss.
Yes, Doctor.
Can you give me an example of a legal translation? Which type of text, what type of text is translated in a legal translation? Like what? What a legal translator translates in a legal translation. شو يترجمون؟ آمنة.
Yes, doctor. I think contracts in company.
Contracts. Yes, contracts, certificates.
Yes.
marriage
I think
contracts. يترجمون كل هاي الأشكال بنات. أي شيء له علاقة بالقانون، شهادة جنسية، هوية. Okay, contracts, عقود. Yes, good, آمنة. Here we have literary trails of the North Carolina mountains. This is a novel. When we deal with novels, what type of translation here?
Literal?
Doctor, literary?
Literary, good. Literary, ladies. Literary, from literature. Literary translation from literature. But when we deal with the exact transference of a meaning, it is literal باللام بالL معناها ترجمة حرفية. You have to differentiate between these two terms. See, ladies, we have different types of text. Here we have a dictionary. Okay, these are different types of written translation. Concerning the oral translation, we've said that in oral translation, we have different types. Burak has talked about two of them. She said that, Amina, you are raising your hand?
Sorry, doctor, I forget it.
Yes, it's okay. What is meant by sight translation? What is ترجمة المنظورة? شنو يعني? Have you heard this term before? Have you come across it? I guess no, because you didn't translate before. So, الترجمة المنظورة. You see the word sight? What is the other meaning of sight?
دكتورة أثر.
Sign. It's a sign. Yes, sight. نظر حاسة النظر. Okay, sight translation. It means that, but I'm going to investigate the different types of oral translation. Oral, now we have oral. We've talked about different types of written text. We have religious text, journalistic text, legal text, sport text, medical text. You know the meaning of medical?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, we might have political text, agricultural, yes, agricultural text,
زراعية.
yes, of course, financial text,
مالية.
good, مالية, economic text.
اقتصادية.
So, you know the meaning between economic and economical now?
Yes, miss.
When I'm talking about economy as a science that studies trade, business, etc. can I translate نصوص اقتصادية into economical texts? Or what should I say? You got the point?
Doctor, can you repeat, please?
When I deal with the text that studies or that investigates something related to trade, business, okay, money. So can I say that هذا النص اقتصادي? Can I translate it into an economical text?
No, doctor.
Good.
No.
Very good. Why?
Because economical it's using to
Okay, Russell, okay. Yes, Siham, what do you want to add? Good, Russell.
We can use economical in a specific situation.
Good, in a specific context. Which is what?
When I save money.
Good.
For example.
So this situation or this context is related to saving money, to saving something. When I say that this car is economical. Why? Because it saves fuel. ما تصرف هواي يسمونه وقود. Okay? So we have to differentiate. Since we are dealing with a text that studies industry, trade, business, money, فهنا هذا النص مو economic, good for you. So by time, inshallah, you will know how to use the appropriate term in a translation. I'll go back to my slide. Sight translation, lady, is the first type of oral translation. It means that why it is called sight translation? Because the translator does not translate orally in all the process of translation. just like a simultaneous translation. بالترجمة الفورية, we'll explain it later. The translator is going to translate orally. The speaker talks and the translator translates at the moment. So both of them are talking, are speaking orally. اثنينهم دي يحجون شفويا. Inside the translation, the translator holds a written text and translated orally. Did you get the message? The point? إنه بالترجمة المنظورة بنات المترجم عنده نص مكتوب ويترجمه شفهيا. So there is a written text in oral inside the translation. It is not totally oral. Is it understood?
Yes.
Yes, doctor.
عفوا دكتورة، يعني بالترجمة المنظورة المترجم عنده نص بالسورس لانجوج هو يحوله للتارجت لانجوج؟
بكل الأحوال, in all cases, رسل, in
Yes.
all cases, in a translation, we have a source text which must be conveyed into the target text. But inside the translation, the source text is a written one, not a spoken. Just to give me a few minutes to see if I have a video showing such translation. Is it understood up to now?
Sorry, Miss, I get sort of confusion. I didn't understand that.
بنات حبايب, I'll explain it in Arabic. بالترجمة الشفهية كنا نتكلم عن الترجمة التحريرية. We have different types of text. Okay, we have legal, medical, sport, political text, religious text. Okay, we have Islamic text, we have Christian text. هاي كلها مكتوبة, كلها موجودة على الورق أو مكتوبة مطبوعة or found online. But in oral translation بالترجمة الشفهية أنا عندي أيضا أنواع مختلفة. I have 3 types of oral translation. The first type is sight translation. يسموها الترجمة المنظورة. ليش؟ لأن المترجم بيده ورقة مكتوبة. But he or she doesn't translate it as a written text. ما راح يترجم لي إياها كأنما أيضا ينزل إياها بورقة ويكتبها. يترجمها شفهيا. واضحة هسه؟
Yes,
Yes,
doctor. Yes, miss.
Just let me see if I have. I thought it easy, that's why I didn't share a video. Waiting for it.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez. What I wanted to tell you is that you have chronic hepatitis B, and this is an infection in your blood that you're going to have. Hi, I'm John McLean. Welcome to MTG Yaku Education.
Okay, I'll share this text, this video with you. And I'll come back to my PowerPoint. By the way, ladies, do you find it an interesting method to share videos, links on your classroom?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, miss.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, very, very interesting.
Good. So that's it. But unfortunately, I don't have an Arabic English translator. See these videos?
Yes, Miss.
Yes, doctor, we can see.
Here. Look at the lady. She's holding what?
Paper.
She is holding a paper. She is reading from the paper and she's translating orally. Look. See what is written? You see what is written on the video? Site translating from an English script. إذا الورقة اللي عندها بيش مكتوبة بها لغة. Source language. Good. And she is translating orally. Look at her and look at her lips. So she is translating from English into Japanese at the same time. She is holding the source text, which is written in English, and she translates it into Japanese at the same time. But she does not translate it as a written text, as an oral text. This type of translation is a very difficult one indeed. Is it understood now?
Yes, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
So we've known that oral translation includes the first type, which is sight translation. Let's see the other types of oral translation. We have finished الترجمة المنظورة, sight translation. The other type is what? Consecutive. Consecutive. It is called consecutive. الترجمة التعاقبية or what? التتبعية. التتبعية. What does it mean? When you look at the picture, what do you see? What do you expect?
Doctor, there is something talking, for example, in English, and
Zahra, you are talking?
yes, doctor.
Yes.
Someone is talking language, for example, in English, and me as a person and as a translator, I translate his speech or her speech to Arabic.
Okay, thank you. What else? Good, Zahra. What else? There is something very important about consecutive translation. Zainab.
Doctor, someone translate the other one speech at the same moment.
At the same moment?
Yeah, when he's speaking.
Zainab, this is a huge difference between consecutive translation and simultaneous translation.
Okay.
Habibti, wait and see, and you will see. Aya Imad.
Yes, doctor. Maybe the first person who is talking, this translation from oral to oral. Both of them are spoken translation. This is oral translation from spoken to spoken.
It's okay. By the way, it is one of all the types of oral translation are translated either from written to oral, sight translation, and the other types are translating from oral to oral. Good, Aya. What else? There's something very important here. Are they talking at the same time, Rusul?
No, doctor. Doctor, the girl in the black dress, yes, translates, for example, 2 or 3 sentences. Then the red one translate in her source language. So she's waiting.
Rusul, no. You mean that both of them are translating?
No, doctor, of course, no.
What?
No, the first one is the black dress. It translates. Then when she stop, the red one translate in her language.
So you mean that both of them, one of them is translating for the other?
No, دكتور. دكتور اللبس أسود، الاثنين لبس أسود. أول شيء هي الترجم تقريبا كم جملة، بعدها تتوقف اللبسة أحمر، هي راح الترجم اللي قالت اللي لابسة أسود.
إذا اثنيناتهم قاعد يترجمون.
No, doctor, no.
That's what you say. Surah.
Yes, doctor. I think.
By the way, I feel so happy when I hear your voices when you participate, ladies. You make my days. Believe me. I'm so thankful for all of you.
I think, Doctor, the girl who dress red, she is speak in interview in language that the audience didn't understand it. So
Yes,
the other
good.
girl would translate her language to the audience for their
Good.
language.
Yes, good. What else? Siham.
And doctor, in my point of view, I think the woman who dress the red, she is she has a source language, and the girl who dress black, her assistant that help to convey the translation to the audience.
Do we say it is her assistant?
Yes,
Or
in a translation, and it means to
we don't
convey
say
the
assistant.
meaning.
Yes, Siham. Good, but we don't say assistant. We say it is her translation. Her
A
translator.
translator, her
Her
translator.
translator.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Buraq. Yes, good.
Doctor, for me, as I know, the speaker make about necessary for the interpreter to translate what is said. Then he make notes or take notes.
The speaker or who takes note?
Of course, the interpreter.
The interpreter. Good. Aya Imad.
Yes, doctor. The woman who is wearing.
A minute,
Yes.
Aya. Sorry,
Yeah.
Aya. Buraq, you mean the translator is the one who is in red?
No, miss, I mean the one who is in black.
Yes. Okay, good. Aya Imad, sorry.
Yes, he wanted to say that this translation is after listening to the source text in the end in a different language, and the other one will translate to the others.
It's good.
In their
Zainab.
language.
Yes, good.
Doctor, can I?
Doctor, the first,
Who
the
is
first,
it?
I'm
Shayma?
Zainab.
Zainab, sorry, Zainab. Yes.
The first one speaking in a source language, let's say English, and stop for a while to give opportunity or opportunity or
The
time
chance, yes. For the
later
translation.
to translate the source language in his own language, in the target language.
Yes,
in
good.
order that the audience understand what he says.
Yes, good. Shayma.
Dr. Me, Shahid. Dr.
Yes, yes, the
Sorry,
girl
Shahid,
who
a minute, because I've seen Shayma raising her hand. Shayma, Tahia.
Okay, Doctor.
the girl who dressed black translated the word immediately what she hear from another woman.
No, it is not immediately. This is the point, Shayma. You will hear it from Shahid? You want to say something?
Yes, Doctor. I think the lady in black dress speaker and in red dress
You can say the lady, by the way, Shahid, you can say the lady in black without dress. معناها
okay.
السيدة التي ترتدي الملابس السوداء.
Okay, Doctor. She is a speaker and in red, the lady in red translates in the target language, as Zainab.
Okay, this is your opinion, and we'll know the truth after listening to all of you. Haneen.
Doctor, as I understand from this lecture, the woman who dressed red, she is the speaker because the mic is in front here, and the woman who dressed black, it's translate her speech after she talk a while, then she stop to the woman dressed black to translate her speech.
Yes, very good, Haneen. That's the point. Sumaya, you want to add something?
Is when someone speak in English and another one translate it into the target language in Arabic.
Okay, this is your opinion. Good for all of you. Haneen, that's the point. Here, ladies, when you look at the woman in red, you find the mic in front of her mouth. It is closer to her mouth. It means that she is the speaker. She is the speaker. And she is what? She is looking at the audience. And this, what do we call it? The booth is in front of her. It has the title of the meeting. The lady or the woman in black, She is the interpreter. She is the translator. She is translating orally. So in consecutive translation, this is the point. You have to know it. In consecutive translation, there is no an immediate translation. There is no simultaneous. الترجمة ما تكون بنفس الوقت. It means that سمية حبيبتي lower hand. نزليها ايدش حتى البقية شوفون. So in consecutive translation, the speaker speaks for a while and then waits for the interpreter to interpret what she has talked in the source language, which is different to the language of the audience. Then the translator starts translating. Okay? When she finishes, the speaker will start again delivering a message, etc. and so on. هنا يا بنات شنو المشكلة؟ شنو الفرق؟ الفرق إنهم ما يتكلمون بنفس الوقت. هاي مو ترجمة فورية، سموها تعاقبية، تصير بالتعاقب أو تتبعية بالتتابع. Someone talks and the other waits for him or her to finish and then she or he starts translating. هاي هنا هنا الفرق. إنه المتكلم يتكلم، النوب يصمت for a while حتى النوب المترجم يبدي يترجم. Is it understood?
Yes, doctor.
Did you get the point?
Yes, doctor.
Doctor.
Rasul?
No, Fatma.
حبيبتي, just let me open this file. Yes, go ahead. Fatma.
Fatma Safa.
Yes.
Doctor, sorry, can you take my attendance because my internet is around to finish right now?
It's okay, Fatma. They will remind me about you.
Yes, Fatma Safa Salman.
Okay. You will leave now? You will leave the meeting?
When it's finished.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. A minute, let me write it. So I'll share with you this link now to see what is meant to see it. Actually, what happens in a consecutive translation? By the way, it is also one of the most difficult types of translation. It is scary because sometimes you don't remember. Look, you hear it clearly?
No, doctor.
Brief statement about Afghanistan. I had the opportunity to speak with President Karzai this morning, and I wanted to congratulate him on accepting the certification of the recent election. As we all know, this has been a very difficult time.
Ladies, look at the woman in the black here. You see her?
No, Miss, we can't see.
No, doctor.
Why? I didn't share?
No, Miss.
Yes, doctor, there is only the link.
A minute, sorry. Now I have to share it again. Where is it? Just a minute. Because I've opened many windows. No.
No, nothing.
In Afghanistan,
You see?
Yes, doctor.
not only carry out a
Look at the lady in the black. She is between Al-Maliki and Obama.
There were a whole host of security issues that had
This
to be
woman.
resolved, but also post-election. A lot of
What's she doing?
She's right.
She is right.
President Karzai, as well as
She is writing what?
A note.
She is taking notes. Good. Sumaya, lower hand. Sumaya Ammar. Are you here, Sumaya? So she is taking notes. Look.
The other candidates, I think, have shown that they have the interests of the Afghan people at heart, that this is a reflection of a commitment to rule of law and an insistence that the Afghan people's will should be done. And so I express the American people's appreciation for this step. As I mentioned before, this has been a difficult election. You have violent forces opposed to democracy in Afghanistan. And yet, despite these very difficult conditions, what we've seen is elections.
See, ladies, it is a very scaring interview. Obama is taking a longer time to speak without giving her the chance to translate after him. That's why she is taking notes. She is trying to take the message as far as possible in order not to miss anything.
Take place. We have now seen the IEC and the ECC in Afghanistan complete their work. We have seen the candidates expressing a willingness to abide by constitutional law, and there is a path forward in order to complete this election process. I want to give particular thanks to Ambassador Karl Eikenberry and his team, who've been working tirelessly throughout this process. I also want to commend Senator John Kerry, who was in the region traveling and ended up working extensively with Ambassador Eikenberry and was extraordinarily constructive and very helpful. So I think he deserves great congratulations. Moving forward, we will continue to work with our ISAF partners as well as the Afghan government, however this election turns out, to ensure that we can move the Afghan that we can move Afghanistan towards peace and security and prosperity, and that the will of the Afghan people is ultimately done. So we are pleased with the steps that have been taken today, and we hope that we can build on this progress. I finally want to thank the incredible work of our U.S. military and the young men and women who are stationed in Afghanistan, who are doing so much to help bring about a more secure and prosperous and democratic Afghanistan. I am grateful to have the opportunity to see Prime Minister Maliki once again. We had a wide-ranging discussion about the continuing progress that Iraq is making. We have seen in the last several months a consolidation
speech.
It represents
he didn't give her the chance to translate.
Several months progress being made on
processing.
And I don't know if you maybe we could translate the last part just about Iraq as opposed to Afghanistan, just in case there's some.
Yes, sir.
تشوفون بنات؟ شوفوا الرعب. He took a very long time to deliver his message, and later on he told her to skip the first part and concentrate on the part that deals with Iraq. She is a little bit confused. See, this is consecutive translation. The speaker, who was Obama, finished his message, and then the translator is going to deliver it in Arabic.
أنا سعيد بأن ألتقي برئيس الوزراء العراقي المالكي معنا اليوم، وتناولنا عددا من القضايا، لا سيما التقدم الذي يستمر بإحرازه في العراق، ونحن والتزامه من أجل مسار ديمقراطي في العراق. ومن المهم أن تجري الانتخابات في موعدها المحدد، وأن أيضا شددت وأعدت تشديد على التزامنا لكي تنسحب القوات الأمريكية القتالية في شهر أغسطس من السنة القادمة، وعلى انسحاب كافة القوات مع انتهاء عام 2011. وبالنسبة لهذه الزيارة اليوم فهي تشير إلى انتقال العلاقات الثنائية بين البلدين إلى مستوى أبعد من
Can we consider this type a sighted translation since she is holding a paper?
Yes. No, doctor.
Shahed,
No, doctor.
you say yes.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Aya, Imad, and Zahra Najim, they say no. What do you say? What about the rest of the class? Who says yes? Russell, you say yes?
Yes,
It's a
doctor. I
sight?
say it's a sight on the
Consecutive.
consecutive. Yes, consecutive.
Who says it is a sighted translation? Rusul and Shahid only?
Me too, doctor.
Siham, what do you say?
Yes, as Shahad Rasul said, it is like a sight translation, oral.
Who else? Who says that it is a sighted translation and a consecutive? I have said something very important about the difference between sighted translation and the other types of oral translation. Aya Imad.
Yes, doctor. The sighted translation is the text is written inside of you, in front of you, and you will translate it orally into another language.
You mean
But
the
here
source
it's
text?
oral.
Yes, you mean the source text is written.
Yes.
Yes, good,
Yes.
very good. This is the
In front
point,
of you.
ladies. Here, the source text is an oral text, which is said by whom? It's said by Obama, right?
Yes, right.
Yes, you have to be careful, ladies. Russell and the rest, Shahid. In sight interpretation or sighted translation, the translator gets the source text as a written text. Did the translator in this video translate a written text? She is translating Obama's speech, which is an oral speech, but she is making her own notes. Here, she is reading her own notes in Arabic. She is reading her text, her target text, because she can't translate all the speech which is said by Obama at the same time. She can't translate whatever he says because he was very quick and he mentioned so many information. That's why she had to make certain notes in order not to miss anything. Surah Qasim.
Also, we can say this is not literally translation.
You mean a literal translation? ترجمة
Literal,
حرفية?
yes. Yes, because she
course.
didn't, she is talking about the main point.
Main theme, good. Because he is speaking very fast and she can't have the ability to remember whatever he says. As you know, when you try to remember something, you will, this is something concerned related to a brain. The brain cannot remember whatever is said. So the brain takes only the interesting, the important issues and keep them inside. That's why she is making notes or she is taking notes from the speech in order not to forget. She is depending, by the way, ladies, the oral translation, I mean the oral interpretation, ترجمة سواء كانت فورية أو تعاقبية تعتمد على الذاكرة. So that's why she is concentrating, she is remembering, and she is taking notes in order not to miss anything. لا تنسون بالترجمة المنظورة النص الأصلي مكتوب بس بالترجمة التعاقبية النص الأصلي here in this video is what? Is the oral.
Yes, right.
الأفق الأمني ويصل اليوم إلى أفق
متعلقات كثيرة منها
Now the speaker, now the source text is in which language?
Arabic.
Arabic.
Good.
من أجل أن تكون
The source text now is in Arabic. Look at her.
الأسس والقواعد الوطنية كما تناولنا أمور
she is trying to make notes in order not to forget what is he speaking now. Let's see what she.
I have also discussed with.
Now she is delivering her text, her translation in the target language.
President Obama, the various issues, and that the fact that our relations today have moved along and not only confined to the security cooperation, but today have moved to the economic and economic development and to providing prosperity for the Iraqi people. We have discussed the issues of common interest to our bilateral relations. And this is important to move Iraq forward and to promote.
معناه هو استغرق وقت كلش طويل بنات، معناه استغرق وقت كلش طويل. يلا انت تشوفون رسالتها ايضا ترجمتها. See? They take a very long time.
هكذا لقاءات وتعاون ثنائي على أساس اتفاق.
Is it understood now?
Yes, doctor.
We have come across different types of translation. They are either written or oral. Concerning oral, we have taken sighted translation and consecutive translation. The last and most important type of translation, and by the way, it is a very difficult and hard, is what? Simultaneous translation. Just give me a minute to drink water. Let me take your names, ladies. Adyan. Adyan. Adyan, where are you? Absent? You hear me? Am I clear?
دكتور.
Yes,
دكتور.
Absent. So Adyan is absent.
دكتور أديان أخذت إجازة من القسم مال أسبوعين.
Why?
إذا حضرتش تدرين لأنه سافرت.
هاي ما أدري، ما أعطاني خبر، بس المهم أشوف أتأكد.
تمام.
إسراء ماجد. Thank you حبيبتي.
Yes, doctor.
Okay.
دكتور.
إسراء محسن.
Yes, doctor.
اسماء صالح. اسماء صالح. Absent. Amani Malik.
Yes. Doctor, my name.
Amina is here.
Asma Abdelkader.
You are here, yes.
Yes.
Amina Kurdi, she is here. لا, Amina Malik is here. Amina Kurdi. Amina Kurdi. Absent. Riyam. Riyam Fadl. Riyam.
Yes, doctor.
Yes,
Yes, doctor.
Okay, thank you. آيات خضير.
Yes, doctor.
آيات محمد. آيات محمد. Absent. آية إبراهيم.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. آية رسول. آية رسول. Absent. You have muted yourself. Ladies, you make yourself mute. You are just logged in and that's it. Aya Ahmad, she is here.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, Aya, where are you? Aya, yes, I want to see.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Zahra Settar. Zahra Settar is absent. Ilaf Sabah.
Yes, doctor.
Ilaf, where are you? Ilaf?
Yes, doctor موجودة.
Okay. Ilaf Isam.
Yes, doctor.
Iman Karim.
Yes, doctor, I'm here.
Iman Abdul Aimma.
Yes, doctor, I'm here.
Yes, good. Ban Abbas.
Yes, doctor.
Batul.
Yes, doctor.
Batul Hassan, she has taken a leave.
Hassan
Rusul.
Khalaf.
Yes. Batul, Rusul. Rusul Jabr. Rusul. She is absent. Buraq is here. Zahra Abbas.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Tabarak Hassan. Tabarak. Tell her she'll get a warning. She is absent all the time.
Yes, doctor.
Tabarak Layth.
موجودة. Yes, doctor.
Where are you?
Yes, doctor.
Be careful, Tabarak. You have many absentees.
Yes, doctor.
Tabarak Layth. Tabarak Layth. Tabarak also, she has many absentees. Safa Ahmed Abdul Karim. Where have she been? Fatma Safa.
دكتورة البنية اللي قالت لك راح يخلص الاشتراك مال النت.
Okay. تغريد عبد.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. تغريد حنين شاكر.
Yes, doctor.
Haneen Ali, she is here. Haneen Ali, let me see your face.
Yes, doctor.
حبيبتي.
Yes.
Haneen Nabil.
Yes, doctor. Hanin Nabil.
Okay. حورا جاسم.
Yes, doctor.
حورا Ali.
Yes, doctor.
Zahra Hadi is here. Riyam Hussein.
Yes, doctor.
دكتورة هادي جاسم.
Yes, I've seen you, حبيبتي. And you
Yes,
have
doctor.
changed your picture. Thank you very much.
Yes, doctor. Thank you. No, دكتور زهرة هادي كاظم.
Zahra Hadi Kalam, you've changed your picture. Good for you.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Rania Jasim.
Yes, doctor.
Rania Adi, she has taken a leave. Ruqayya.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Zahra Najam.
Yes, doctor.
Zahra Hadi Kalam, she is here. Yes. Nidal, she has told me that she is going to,
Yes,
her net is
doctor.
going to expire. Yes, Nidal. Okay. Fatma Settar.
Yes, doctor, I am here.
Good. Surah Qutayba.
Yes, doctor.
Sama Sami.
Yes, doctor.
Sumaya. Sumaya Ammar. Sumaya. Okay. Sally. Sally.
Yes, doctor.
Nasana. Surah Ismail.
Yes, doctor.
Zainab Basim.
Yes, doctor.
Zima Tahrir is here. Shahid Ali.
Yes, doctor.
Shahid Ali Firas.
Yes, doctor.
Is here. Yes, حبيبتي. Shayma Hassan.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Safa Ahmed. She is absent. Tell her she has many absentees. She won't be accepted in my classroom. Tell
دكتورة
her.
بس فاطمة صفاء سجلتي اسمها حضور؟
لا.
دكتورة اللي بلغتك إنه إنترنتها راح يخلص.
بس هي قبل
فاطمة
شوية جت.
صفاء سلمان.
لا فاطمة أحمد. صفا طبعا فاطمة صفاء موجودة. I'm talking about صفا أحمد عبد الكريم. بلغوها قولها غياباتك خلصت، ممنوع تدخل الصف بعد. هسه جتني قبل 5 دقائق. زينب نوري.
Yes, doctor.
Where are you? زينب أنت عندك غيابات أيضا. Be careful. صفا سمير.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. طيب إبراهيم.
Yes, doctor. I'm here.
Yes, good. سجا صلاح.
Yes, doctor. I'm here.
Yes. طيبة جبار.
Yes, doctor.
سجا سعد.
Yes, doctor.
طيبة محمد.
Yes, doctor.
ظلال, she is here, of course. عائشة عماد.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. عائشة كريم.
Yes, doctor.
عائشة هاشم.
Yes, doctor.
عذراء خضر.
Yes, doctor. I'm here.
Let me see. Batul. Burak, you are talking about Batul. Batul Hassan Ati.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Yes, she has taken a leave. I've written her name. Adra Ali,
Yes, doctor.
where are you?
Yes.
Yes. Aziza,
Yes, doctor.
I didn't hear your voice today. Ola Hassan. Ola. Absent? Alia Muhammad. Alia is absent. Rusulayt is here. Zainab Hardan.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, good. Ghasaq.
Yes, doctor.
Yes, thank you. Ghufran Ali.
Yes, doctor.
Let me see your face. Where are you? To remember you. Yes, Ghufran. Good. Ghufran Falah.
Yes, doctor.
Fatma Ibrahim.
Yes, doctor.
Fatma Zahra.
Yes, doctor.
Qasim is here. Fatma
Yes,
Hussein.
doctor. Yes, doctor.
Fatma
Yes,
Raed.
doctor.
Maysa Hussein. Maysa Hussein.
Yes, doctor.
Yes. Masar Sattar.
Yes, doctor.
Manar Kanaan. Where are you, Manar? She is absent. Tell her to be careful. She has many absentees. Siham, she is here. Siham.
Yes, doctor.
Zainab Ja'far also. Yes.
Yes.
Fatma Aboud. Yes, I know you, Habibti. Fatma Aboud. She is absent. Okay. Now, we are going to complete the last type of interpretation, which is what? Simultaneous translation, simultaneous interpretation, which is one of the most difficult types of translation. See, oh, it is about to finish. We run out of time, unfortunately. We'll leave it for the next lecture, ladies.
As you like.
Yes, doctor.
Okay, doctor, as you like.
الوقت وياكم يمر خبل طبعا بنات ممنونة منكم من
Thank you.
حضوركم وأصواتكم
Thank you, doctor. You too.
بدون مجاملة سعيدة باللي يشاركون بنات أنتم فعلا دا تخلون الدرس يصير درس ممنونة جدا من عندكم والبقية اللي ظرفها يسمح أو يعني هواي أسباب أيضا ممنونة من وجودكم بنات وإن شاء الله الأيام القادمة تكون أفضل لكم وللكل. Have a nice day, ladies. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Habib.
you, all of you.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye. I'll miss you.
Miss you too.
Stop recording. See you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah, doctor. Have a nice day.
Habibti, same to you.